Hey guys, welcome back to MT4 Racing. Here we're going over the 6-hour spa journey that we had last weekend. Hope you enjoy. So for this race, we have 3 people. We have myself, Dan, and Samir. And each of us are just double stinting this. So just do back-to-back stints and then hopping out of the car. Now, unfortunately, the about first hour and a half of the replay wasn't able to save. So I only have the last about 4.5 to 5 hours. So fortunately we don't have the most action-packed start, but this is the rest of the journey that we had. So I was going to be completing the first 2 stints of this race. The start was pretty stressful, but honestly, other than just avoiding a couple crashes and trying to stick in slipstream, wasn't really that eventful. So coming in just about 3 laps into the second stint, I don't know if the guy in front had cold tires or was fuel saving, but we're fighting for P4 here. He just brakes really early, just needs to move up the inside. He broke about 75 to 100 feet before the braking point, which is the start of the curb on the left-hand side. Not really sure what happened here, but I mean, it was an easy position, so I'm not gonna really fight it. Now, I'll be honest, for the entirety of this stint, pretty much nothing happened. I mean, we were getting about 2 to 3 tenths a lap on the guys behind, and it was about 10 seconds to P3 in front, so there really wasn't a whole lot happening. It was just avoiding the GTPs when they did come around, and just keeping it clean. Now, of course, multi-class is never really boring. Take a look at this. Now, I didn't realize this in the car, but this is actually a pretty close call, but thankfully we were able to just be able to skirt around it just a little bit, even though it was right on the racing line. Avoided any incidents or damage, anything like that. Other than that pretty much wraps up my second stint, and Dan hops in the car after this. It was actually at this pit stop I really noticed the small detail of Iracing put in with the little rock chips on the paint of the car. Again, as with my stints, Dan had a pretty boring stint, but this GTP was nice enough to give a little spotlight on the livery. Honestly, for both Dan's stints, about nothing happened. I mean, the gap was about 7 seconds to the front and 3 seconds to the back almost the entire time, so there was quite literally nothing to watch going on. So now it's time for Samir to hop in the car, and this is where all the actual race action started happening. Starting off very strong for us, we accidentally took out this other Porsche in front of us. It looks like they have some damage on the front that was slowing them down through the corner, and it's normally a flat out corner, and we were taking it flat out, and unfortunately we just didn't react in time, ended up bumping into them. It's pretty unfortunate this happened. This is definitely our fault in the incident, but definitely a learning experience. We made sure to apologize in the chat with them, and they're pretty chill with it. I also wanted to show this definitely interesting move from a GTP. I mean, these GTPs are definitely a force to be reckoned with in these races. So as Samir comes in for the final pit stop of the race, we realize that we are about 2 laps short of fuel to make it to the end of the race, and saving 2 laps of fuel around Spa in a single stint is definitely challenging, but we made it stretch. So we realized somewhere along the final stint, P2 had actually crashed, and we moved up to P3 because of that. But we were fuel saving so heavily, we were adding about a second and a half each lap to the lap times just to save fuel. So we ended up falling back down to 4th, and eventually, as we got closer and closer to the end of the stint, we actually saved both laps of fuel, thankfully, to this absolute godsend of a Ferrari. We just chilled behind them for maybe 15 to 18 laps. We were just sitting behind them, harvesting absolutely a ton of fuel. And because of this, the people that were in P3 actually had to pit about 5 laps before the end of the race. And because we didn't have to pit, because we saved the extra fuel, we were able to pass them because they were in the pits. We were able to pass them. We had about a 10-second gap behind us when they came out of the pits, and we were able to get P3 at the end of the race because of this. So definitely a huge shout out to this Ferrari, man. They were chill enough. We just sent them a message and they're like, hey, we're just going to chill behind you for the rest of the race. And they were like, thanks for the heads up. And then we just sat behind them and used the slipstream as much as we could. Definitely a very, very fun race. We did very good. Ended up P3. So starting P5, ending P3. Definitely a good race. I mean, minimal incidents. We did apologize for that one portion that we took out, but overall, ton of fun. Can't wait to see what race we do next.